Summer's here, and Nordstrom has everything you need for your best dress season ever. From beach days and weddings to weekend getaways and your everyday wardrobe. Discover stylish options under $100 from tons of your favorite brands like Mango, Skims, Princess Polly, and Madewell. It's easy too with free shipping and free returns, in-store order pickup, and more. Shop today in stores, online at Nordstrom.com, or download the Nordstrom app.
With the Venmo debit card, you can Venmo everything. Your favorite band's merch? You can Venmo this. Or their next show? You can Venmo that. Visit Venmo.me/debit to learn more. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Card may be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted. Venmo purchase restrictions apply.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily, Preventing the Chicken Nugget Diet, How to Raise a Child That Will Eat Almost Anything, by Crystal Karges of crystalkarges.com. Let me be the first mama to say that I feed my kids chicken nuggets. Is there anything wrong with these processed meat bites that kids seem to inhale faster than you can say McDonald's? As both a dietitian and a mother, I do not believe there is anything inherently bad about any single food. In fact, demonizing foods as good versus bad is often the catalyst for a chaotic relationship with food and body. So, what's with these chicken nuggets anyway? Perhaps one of the many struggles that we might face as parents is knowing how to best feed our children. When push comes to shove, most of us would rather offer our kids something that we know they are guaranteed to eat rather than worry that they won't eat anything at all. Having a child that refuses a variety of foods and only seems to accept a limited number of options can send any parent to the brink of insanity. Do you cater to your child and cook something separate for them at each meal? Do you keep your kids' favorite foods on hand as a backup if the dinner plans seem to fail? You're not alone. Understanding picky eating in children. Let's be real. A majority of children seem to experience challenges with eating to some degree, such as the following: having strong food preferences, unwillingness to try new foods, eating a limited amount of food, and restricted intake, particularly with vegetables. While these eating behaviors can be concerning for any parent, research has found that picky eating does not have a significant effect on overall growth. Studies have also found that picky eating is usually a temporary behavior and is, in fact, part of normal development in preschool children. Yet, as parents, learning how to navigate these challenges with child feeding may be one of the most difficult things we encounter. Many of us would rather resort to feeding our child their tried and true favorites rather than having to face a mealtime battle or struggle at the dinner table. So, we may default to preparing several different dishes for mealtime to try to appease everyone, but being a short order cook is frankly not realistic, nor does this create an enjoyable mealtime experience for the entire family. As they say, if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. Defaulting to serving our children the only foods we know for certain they will eat may seem like a short-term solution, but in the long run, this may actually be doing them a disservice in terms of developing a healthy relationship with food. So, what's a mama got to do? Thankfully, there are many practical feeding strategies you can begin implementing with your children, no matter what your struggles have been to this point. As a mama of 4, almost 5, and a dietitian, I've experienced child feeding struggles in a myriad of ways. Here are some ways to navigate picky eating behaviors and help encourage your child and yourself to feel empowered and successful at mealtimes. Keep mealtimes low pressure. As parents, it concerns us if we think our child is not eating adequately or getting the foods they need. So we might resort to bribery, coercing, nagging, arguing, and the like to get them to eat. However, this is often overreaching on our part. Children actually have an amazing innate ability to eat according to what their bodies are needing, and as parents, we need to give them the opportunity to do so. Pushing kids to eat certain foods or amounts that they don't want can actually backfire, so it's best to keep the mealtime environment as low pressure as possible. As parents, it is our responsibility to determine when and what is being served for meals and snacks. It's up to the child to decide how much they want to eat. And they can do this perfectly well with little interventions on our part. Repeat exposure to new food. Studies on child feeding have found that children need as many as 8 to 15 exposures to a particular food before gaining acceptance of that food. However, once we see the first signs of food rejection, it's easy to give up on serving that food to our child entirely. Don't give up. It may take your child repeated exposure to a food, again in a low-pressure environment, to eventually accept that particular food. Offer new foods alongside familiar foods and allow them to decide whether or not they want to try it. You might be surprised at how they come around after repeated exposure with little pressure. Make the eating experience fun. As mothers, we're overwhelmed with information on everything parenting related, including how we should feed our children. This, coupled with demanding schedules and children who may be facing mealtime struggles, can make eating unpleasant for the whole household. Reclaim the pleasurable experience that eating should be, and be intentional about your family meal experience. Even if it's only one meal a week that your family starts eating together, make it a point to sit down, share a meal, and most importantly, enjoy each other's company. Creating fun traditions at the table, like kid trivia or a dinner theme night, can help bring the joy back to mealtime. Be the example. As difficult as this may be, remember that children often form their eating habits based on the influence of those around them. This can be a helpful time for some self-reflection, examining your own relationship with food and body. Are you aiming for a variety of foods? Do you prioritize self-care by taking the time to feed and nurture your own body? Do you find yourself struggling with any food-related issues? Whether we know it or not, our food behaviors do influence our children. It's important to ask yourself these questions and determine if you need more support. So take heart, Mama. You may feel defeated from mealtime battles with your children, or hopeless that they will ever eat anything beyond their own comfort foods. But there is always hope for change and growth. Remember that raising a healthy family encompasses both the nurturing and pleasurable aspect of eating, and being able to share this with your loved ones. You just listened to the post titled, Preventing the Chicken Nugget Diet: How to Raise a Child That Will Eat Almost Anything, by Karges of crystalkarges.com.
After Zoomies at the dog park, it's time for Drive Up at Target. In goes a big bag of kibble and one squeaky chicken toy for the good boy. Drive Up that's ready when you are, only in the Target app. Just tap Target.
Are you ready to dairy-free your mind? This summer, melt away your dairy-free expectations with So Delicious dairy-free frozen desserts. Enjoy mind-blowing flavors like salted caramel cluster, chocolate cookies and cream, cookie dough, and more. For over 35 years, So Delicious has been cranking up the flavor with show-stopping products that are 100% dairy-free, certified vegan by Vegan Action, and are so unbelievably creamy, your taste buds will do a double take. Dairy-free your mind. Visit SoDeliciousDairyFree.com.
And thanks a lot to Crystal. Definitely an article my parents could have used. I was a bit of a picky eater. Really, though, my palate stopped maturing at about 5, so I could maybe apply these principles to myself today and see what happens. So, particularly useful article for me, I guess. Now, a cool thing about this article is the level of parental engagement she's alluded to. And though the idea of warming your kids up to new foods may be stressful, if we instead make time to see it through the lens of fostering a connection and interacting with our kids, it may have a different feel to it. This is as much of a chance to bond with your child as anything else, so treat it as such. You might have a funny conversation about why they don't like a certain food. You might choose to play with it and see if that makes it fun for them. You might talk about foods that you don't like and why you think they're so gross. In fact, maybe you could both eat the foods you don't like at the same time. There are a lot of ways to make this entertaining and lighthearted, which might be just enough to change your child's experience of the food itself. So don't discount the power of humor and the power of ease when trying to get your child to try anything that's difficult for them, not just a food they don't like. Okay, and with that, we're going to get going for today, everyone. I hope you liked this one, and do consider sharing it because you know there is no shortage of parents out there who need to read or listen to this article. And of course, be sure to come on back tomorrow for another parenting post. I'll see you there, where your optimal life awaits.